I'm here to be an all-time great.
You're now rocking with the best.
Purple and yellow, purple and yellow, purple and yellow, purple and yellow.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
Welcome to the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast.
Oh, he's smoking hot.
The latest Laker news.
Another great Showtime feed.
The greatest Lakers show.
This is going to be legendary for a long time.
This is the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast.
Lakers all day.
Go Lakers!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Bigbabyjonathan here. Welcome to the latest edition of the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast. And as you can see, we're here live on Zoom. I got Corey Harrison from Out About Sports Radio, our sports podcast, excuse me. Welcome, man. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for having me.
Not much, man. So in today's show, we're going to talk about the breaking news that happened yesterday. So, Corey, what's your thoughts about May 16th potentially being the target for the Lakers to not resume practice, but go back and start training? What is your thoughts about that?
I think it's going to be a good thing for them to finally get back and have some kind of organized basketball, just from the time that they've been sitting at home and not really doing a whole lot. You really don't know exactly if the guys are actually putting in the work like they were doing when the season was ongoing. Mm-hmm. But I did see something about Frank Vogel, that he wasn't in a rush to actually rush back to the training facility at this time. I'm not sure how that's going to shape up.
Yeah, I saw that too, man. He's just taking precautions. So that's why they're not going to be the ones to go back to the practice facility. I guess today the Kings are going to go back tomorrow and start shooting around, getting their physical up there, because the NBA season might come back. All this stuff that's going on with teams like the Atlanta Hawks, Rockets, and Blazers, they're all going to go back to shoot around tomorrow. So that's letting me know that's a positive sign. Usually, if it was bad, they would have canceled the season already. You know what I mean? What do you like? Do you think this is a positive sign for the season to resume?
I think it is, because if they didn't think the season was salvageable, if that's even a word, mm-hmm. They wouldn't even entertain the fact let the players even into the facility at all. They would just say the season's over, then we just focus on the off season. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing like different sources and different things saying like everything is a go. So I'm not really seeing any more that they're going to cancel the season. I'm seeing more of them trying to salvage the season, trying to figure out different other routes that they can take to get this season jump started, so they can at least try to get to the playoffs and end the season. Yeah,
me too. I totally agree with you, Corey. Because here's the thing: a lot of MLB's starting to come back. MLB's telling the players to stay in shape. Positive. I know UFC and NASCAR, they're gonna start doing practice stuff on the track. So that's a positive sign for all sports, man. I'm excited. I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't wait till it's official. You know what I mean? I'm excited. That's a positive step. Baby steps. Once this Laker team gets back on the court, man, we're gonna be scary, man.
I agree with you on that. But just because we had all the momentum going into the quarantine phase of what we're going on right now, we had the momentum. We had had some great wins. We had one loss against Brooklyn, but I still feel like we had a great chance to march into the playoffs on a good note.
Yeah, man. Once we get in the playoffs, if the season comes back, but I feel like what the rate is going, I feel like it's gonna go. But if it did come back, would you be surprised if we started June 1st?
I wouldn't be surprised, because that's an actual good date, because I was thinking maybe June, the restart the season, June 1st would be a good time, just to, make sure that there's no new cases coming up, or, if any spikes in the numbers. We just want to make sure that the players and everyone is going to be safe when they actually resume play, because if you think about it, they're having to share and touch the same basketball. Mm-hmm. They have to share tight spaces. Like if they go back to the bench, and they have to be, kind of close together during that time. So that's the reason why the basketball has been kind of slow about trying to figure out this thing, because with everything that's put in place with the 6 feet and the social distancing and everything else, basketball kind of like invades that in a sense. Like it's kind of hard to figure out the logistics on how they're going to be able to implement a season with restrictions.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. Because that's going to be hard. You know, basketball is a physical sport. Unless they say stand 6 feet away from each other while they play, then it won't really work. You know, a lot of teams will be giving up 130 points if the NBA said that. But I feel like the NBA is doing this research, so I'm not really worried right now. But once like Wojnarowski tweets out or Shams NBA season's canceled, I'm excited for the NBA to come back, man. But until then, I have my hopes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Woj, I normally follow him. He's normally spot on when it comes to breaking the news and sports and stuff like that. Like I trust Woj before I trust anybody else.
Yeah,
Shams is pretty good too.
Yeah, Wojnarowski during the last year, he was kind of being negative towards the Lakers, but at the end of the day, he's just a reporter. He's just doing his job. That's what he's supposed to do. You know, report what's out there. But he's a great at what he does, man. But we're gonna get into some questions. Just want to let everybody know you're listening to the Bigbabyjonathan Sports podcast. I got Corey Harrison. We're discussing about May 16th. Lakers potentially open up the practice facilities. So let's get into some question, man. Topic number 1, favorite Laker on this current roster right now?
My favorite Laker, Anthony Davis.
Me, I'm going to say LeBron. Okay. The reason I say LeBron, I just feel like that's crazy. I used to hate LeBron. Now he's my favorite player on the team. He put I respected him after he came back down there because I was bashing LeBron, doing all this, being disrespectful, and then I was like, you know what? I told my brother this. He has it on recording, so I got to go find it, and I'll put it up on social media. I said, if LeBron James comes back down 3-1, I'll respect him. And then, look, came back. Now he shut me up. So, like, I don't know. I just feel like we have to embrace LeBron. A lot of Laker fans don't embrace him. We have to embrace greatness, man. LeBron's not going to be playing forever. You know what I mean?
I do agree with you on that. It took me a while to even utter the words that I even like LeBron like yourself because of, you know, it's just been kind of hard for me to root for someone. You know, Kobe's my guy, and it's really hard for throughout the years to kind of, you know, get on board with LeBron. But since he put on that Laker uniform, I've kind of changed my tune a little bit. But I believe that Anthony Davis is the X factor on this team.
Almost definitely, man. If AD can get in the post, drop 30 points in the playoffs, like that's the thing. When we talk about playoffs, we have to always say if. Let's just say hypothetically, Lakers are in the playoffs, AD has to dominate every series with the ball handling skills, post up, fade away. Like he's so dominant, he can average 30 against the Grizzlies. Because the Grizzlies don't have anybody to stop him. You know what I mean? It's just AD needs to stop shooting threes, but it's okay to shoot threes from time and time again. But sometimes he sets picks and pops up, go to the basket. You're dominant more in the post than the three-point line. You know what I mean? Sometimes games where he was like shooting a bunch of threes and get in the post. The game that I went to against the Rockets, he was dominating everybody. Robert Covington, whoever was on him, Harden was on him. Westbrook was on him at one point. Layup, dunk, layup. I'm like, keep going to him. And then second half, pick and pop, shooting threes. And it's just like, get in the post, go to work. You're talented. Get ball in the post. Like Shaq says, today's NBA, it's all about shooting threes. It's not that bully ball, you know, dunking on everybody in today's NBA. It's a lot of shooting threes.
Well, for me, when I do look at Anthony Davis, he does frustrate me a little bit when he does shoot too much because he's not an efficient three-point shooter. He's only shooting like 34, 35% from the three. And when we're having like close games, tight games, when we was playing against the Clippers, he disappeared in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
I remember that. But he revenged himself in the last game before we go on the suspension thing. You know, took over.
Yeah, it's the consistency thing with him. He has to remain consistent. He has to be that at least 30 and 20 guy, like 30 points, 20 rebounds at least.
Yeah, because we need him 1-2 punch, man. Because, like, let's say if the Lakers do win the championship, I know the topic's going to go off for a little bit, and I'll get back to it. But where would that rank LeBron and AD in the best duo of all time if they win some championships?
Well, one is not going to determine their greatness. They're going to have a, more of a resume when it comes to that, like one championship, and then with the season being like it is, we're going to have another season to at least determine that. And I don't even know if we're going to have the same amount of success that we had this year. It's just too much variables, too much stuff up in the air.
Yeah.
You would have to make sure that AD will resign again, for one. And a lot of people say that he's all signs that he probably would, but it's still not 100% that he will resign.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, AD, I feel like they have to win multiple championships to be even in the same breath as Kobe and Shaq. But I know I see all the signs about him coming back, but nothing's guaranteed. And here's the thing. I feel like Anthony Davis should take it upon himself, like, okay, the season's suspended. If it doesn't come back, I want to resign. I want to get back to playing. I want to win the championship. If he leaves, if after this, if the quarantine thing goes through, like we're good to go, play basketball, and we don't win the championship and he leaves, I already know what the media's going to say. They're going to blame LeBron James because they blame LeBron James about everything, and I'm sick and tired of it. You know what I mean? Like, do you agree that the media picks on LeBron too much? It's in like 16 years in the league or 17 year in the league, somewhere around there. It's just I'm sick and tired of it. People need to watch greatness. LeBron is a great talent. People need to respect his name.
I do agree with you on that he does catch a lot of slack, but to whom much is given, much is required. A lot of people look at him as the face of the NBA, and he has a standard. So if LeBron came in and he didn't live up to the hype that he did when he came out of high school, then it wouldn't be as bad as it is now. We're used to seeing LeBron James dominate the league, and now that he's getting older, as long as that number says 23 and it says James on the back, they're going to expect a certain standard every night. I don't care how old he is, how long he's been in the league. As long as that jersey says James and 23, they're going to expect him to do some extraordinary things. And a lot of people don't look at him as being a human being. They look at him as being some kind of robot or some kind of hybrid or something like that. But he's going to have bad games. He's going to have games where he's not going to, shoot the ball very well. He has, struggled at the free throw line. It's been well documented that he's a poor free throw shooter. He is developing a three-point shot, which is encouraging, but it's not consistent. I like when he, gets in the ISO, lowers his shoulder, and barrels to the rim, because it's not too many people that's going to stop 6'8", 250 pounds.
I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. But you said his free throws, he's not a good free throw shooter. I look at it like this. Shaq wasn't a great free throw shooter, and he always said, made it when it counted. So if LeBron struggles at the free throw line, if he makes it when it counts, I'm all for it. I agree with you. LeBron James needs to stop. For me, sometimes some games when I be watching the Lakers, he'll facilitate, then try to take over, and he'll be off rhythm. But when he takes over and dominates, then facilitate and matches, sometimes I'm like, LeBron, take over. There's a guy on you from the G League guarding you, coming in and guarding you, go by and don't pass out. Take it to the rim. It's like sometimes I feel like LeBron's a team first player before he is like a scorer. You know what I mean? I see that from LeBron.
Well, that's a great assessment, because he's always said that he's not a scorer. He facilitates the balls. He looks for the open teammate. His biggest attribute that he has is the pass. It's not to score. He's looking for open guys and to spread it out. Like he's out there playing chess. He has the best court vision in the NBA. If not almost in NBA history. He's one of the greatest passers of the basketball we've ever seen. Just by the position he plays and how big he is. Like, he does some great things when it comes to passing in lanes.
Yeah, he does, man. He's up there with Magic when it comes to high basketball IQ, man. But yeah, man, let's get into topic number 2, man. If you can build your team around any of these 3 players, Kobe, MJ, or LeBron, who would you choose?
That's a tough choice, but it's really not Kobe.
Yeah, for me, I'll take Kobe. Let me tell you why I take Kobe. Because he's just very passionate about what he does, hustle, grit, grind. And I would build around him. Maybe get like Kawhi Leonard on the team, maybe even Devin Booker, guys that have that Mamba mentality. Put him on the same team with Kobe, build a coaching staff with great minds, and then go win a championship. That would be excellent to build around Kobe, man. I wasn't going to pick LeBron, but I was like, no, I'm going to pick Kobe, because I'm very passionate about Kobe, man. Very passionate, man. But let me see here. Topic number 3. What is your thoughts about the NBA canceling the draft lottery and the draft combine?
Well, I feel like when it comes to that, it's just too much stuff that it's too much into trying to figure out what people are touching, what people are going to be around, how close people are going to be. And if you think about the combine, I mean, it's just too much going on for them to try to figure out the logistics on how they're going to plan for this. And it's right around the corner. Like they're trying to jumpstart the season. So they're taking it one step at a time to be able to do this first. Let's focus on this first. We can't even think about this right now because this is still looming.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not have been that difficult if they had the season figured out, but they're still trying to figure out how they're going to jumpstart the season, how we're going to get players back into the facility. So I feel like they're just taking their time, and the best thing to do, hey, let's just go ahead and cancel this, focus on this, and just be done. I feel like they might do something, later on, but for right now, it just probably was best for them to just go ahead and cancel it all together until they can figure out the season.
Yeah, them canceling, I feel like they're focused on to resume the playoff / season. We don't know what they're going to do yet, but I feel like them canceling it. Because NBA is talking about starting in Christmas. Like if that happens, maybe they can do the draft, combine, and draft lottery maybe like September, November, see how that goes. You never know. This is a perfect time to experiment, NBA. You wanted to do this type of stuff, start in December, shorten the season. It's your opportunity to do it, man. It is. So another one here. If LeBron does not win a ring with the Lakers, will that impact his legacy? I think we touched upon it, but that was on Instagram Live, I believe. So tell us a little bit about if you think it would impact LeBron's legacy if he doesn't win a ring with the Lakers.
Absolutely. That'll be 3-7.
3-7. Yeah, man. For me, I think it would impact. And for us as Laker fans, if that happened, us Laker fans won't forgive him. But for me, if that happened, I was like, we just didn't get it done. It was a failure with LeBron. But I'm not. I think that's going to happen. No, it's not. Well, at least win one or two at best. But if not, the only player that didn't win a ring with the Lakers that had a star team was Elgin Baylor. Well, he did have Jerry West, but they didn't win it.
I don't think Jerry West won either.
No, he didn't. So there'll be three players: LeBron, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor. Nah, in LA, we're all about rings. We're not all about, let's go 49-13, make the playoffs. Oh, if we lose, what are your thoughts about the season? Oh, we had a great season. No, we're all about that behind me, championships. I got the championship banner behind me, so we're all about championship. This fan base does not play around. If you come here and play around, you're going to get booed out, just like D'Angelo Russell, Nick Young, Lou Williams. So it's kind of like us fans, we don't play that stuff. You know why we're like, we have the mindset? Because this organization wins, and we have players that have the mindset of winning, just like Kobe, just like Shaq, Pau Gasol, and all that stuff. So I'm excited for the season, but it would impact his legacy if he doesn't win a ring. That's how I feel. But yeah, let me see here. That was topic number 4. The last topic for today's show. Who do you think in today's NBA has the Kobe Bryant mentality and Michael Jordan mentality?
Nobody.
Nobody?
If I was just to choose,
Mm-hmm.
because that when you say that,
Mm-hmm.
That's a specific type of person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be to a T. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna meet you halfway,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna say this player is gonna be all out like them.
Mm-hmm.
But the mentality is what you're asking for.
Yep.
The willingness to want to do this, the willingness to have the desire to play at a high level. That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Russell Westbrook.
Yep. I had him on my list. I had Russ Burke, I had Kawhi, and then I had Damian Lillard. And then Devin Booker too, because Devin Booker dropped 70 on the Celtics. So, and he even told that, I think Devin Booker texted Kobe prior to him scoring 70, and he said, "Be legendary, drop 70," and he tatted "I'm legendary" or "Be legendary" on his forearm.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So it's just crazy how that Kobe impact these players, man. But a lot of players don't have that mentality. It's crazy. Like a lot of players are just all about selfies, Instagram. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to put in that work. They get to the NBA. Oh, I'm famous. I don't want to put in the work. I'll just go play, and then they don't perform at a high level. Kobe would be in the gym, working his ass off each night while somebody's partying at the club or turning up with their girlfriends. Kobe's in the gym putting in that work.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of hard to try to figure out who had it, but if I had to choose, like if you like had to have my feet to the fire, I would say Westbrook would be the one that in this day and age.
Yeah, I see it too, man. Westbrook's ability, like he just has that passion, man. I like it. I wish he was the Laker, but he's not. It would have been crazy if he was the Laker. But Corey, I just want to thank. Yeah, Corey, I just want to thank you for coming on. Go ahead and give out your social media so they can follow you, and I will be putting all the social media link in the description. So go ahead and give out your social media so they can follow you.
So I'm on Instagram, out of bounds _20, and also I'm on Twitter as out of bounds SPO1. That's my Twitter handle. I do have a Facebook group, Out of Bounds 20 Facebook group as well. Like, subscribe to my YouTube as well. I do have a YouTube channel of Out of Bounds Sports Podcast on my YouTube channel. You know, we talk about sports just like Big Baby Jonathan does, unfiltered sports, Lakers, NBA, NFL, you name it, we got it. So continue to support Big Baby. I'm going to continue to support him. You know, you want to check out my show, those are my links.
All right, Corey, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk soon, man.
Thank you, sir.